Welcome back to Grassroots Footy, brought to us by West End. We're on the home stretch last quarter. Macca, I've got to ask you, it's a big break over Easter. Your boys, the Falcons, how do you handle the break?
Look, I think a few of our boys are looking forward to it. We'll train Thursday night. That'll be our last session, and all the fellas will have the whole Easter break off. Then we'll return on the Wednesday and have training again. We're not too sure whether we're going to train on the Thursday or the Friday night yet, because junior football starts. And our ground holds night games for junior footy, which is fantastic for a footy club. You know, the hundreds of kids and the families that it draws to your football club, it's a big benefit to us. All
right, did you consider training on the Wednesday night? Was there a fear that some of the boys might head off Thursday night, being a long weekend?
Oh, look, there's always that fear, but, you know, we just thought that it was going to be better that we do it that way, and, you know, we'll readjust before the games next week.
All right, if you had a preference for your team, the Falcons, would you play under lights or happy playing on the weekend, or you like the mix?
Well, we haven't played any night games yet as such since we've had our new lights put up. So we will do it, I think, some stage this year. We will look to do that. I'm not a big fan of it because I played under lights all the time, and you know the greasiness, and I think it sometimes can detract from a good game, other than playing during the day when it's a little bit nicer in the conditions.
Yeah, a lot of people don't see that a night game changes the condition. I guess the dew that gets on the footy starts to make it slippery, so that's something that you don't get, obviously, day games.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and yeah, it can make for some ugly footy.
All right, don't want ugly footy at the amateur footy level. It's time to talk to Lisa. She's joined us, going to give us some update information on upcoming events for the clubs. Lisa, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. It's good to be good round last week, and I think there'll probably be a lot of blokes out there happy that they're going to be having the weekend off this week, including a lot of my blokes as well. So, but yeah, so what we thought we'd do this week is just go through a few past players' days and other things that are coming up for clubs. First of all, I'm quite happy now to say that I'm happy to jump on the West Croydon bandwagon. They're sitting nicely 3-0 after a really good win against Plimpton last week. Now, they are actually celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. So what's happening is the West Croydon Footy Club are inviting everyone, especially past players and officials, to its birthday bash on Saturday, June the 11th, which I believe is the June long weekend. And that's actually going to be held at the Festival Function Centre at Findon. So that'll be held from 8 p.m. till midnight. Tickets are $80 per person and includes a 3-course meal, 4-hour drinks package and a band as well. So look, anyone watching out there, if you had, you know, dads, uncles, brothers, you know, granddads that used to play for the Hawks, let them know. There is a contact of Bob Holmes for tickets on 0412 794 897.
Macca, when you talk about those past player functions, do the clubs draw a lot of past players back? I mean, will West Croydon Footy Club, will they be able to draw some of the past players back in? I'm sure that there'll be a lot of the old past players will get on board. And I think, you know, when you think of spending $80 on a night as well, you know, when you get to catch up with all your old friends and old teammates, and at a beautiful function centre as well. So, you know, I'm sure they'll get a lot of players come back. And why did you underline 4-hour drink package? Why is that the only thing you've underlined on your sheet? Well, I underlined it because I think that's important. Well, no, I think in this day and age we're always making sure that we drink responsible. And I can remember going back to the days when it wasn't a 4-hour drinks package; it was 8 hours. And you know, by the time get out of the place, it knocks a lot of people around. It can be a bit of dangerous chemical for the club. All right, the Broadview Tigers got something coming up?
Yes, Tide Tigers, they call themselves, the old past players of the Broadview Football Club. They're actually having their past players this year on Saturday, April 30th, and that's at the Broadview Oval, of course. They're actually playing Henley that week, so that should actually be a cracker of a game. Now, there's actually 3 premiership reunions as well on this day. So we've got the 1981 A6D grade premiership reunion, the 1991 A7 C grade premiership, and also the 2001 A7 C grade premiership as well. So all past players and officials again are invited to enjoy the Tide Tigers as they celebrate these magnificent achievements and catch up with a few old mates. Now, if you do want Tide Tigers membership, it is $20, and that is available from the Broadview Football Club. Macca, the premierships, I mean, everyone focuses on Division 1, of course, because that's the Premier 1, but it goes all the way down to, you know, Div 6 down there, Div 7.
Premiership's a premiership. Last year I went and watched a couple of the premierships, and I couldn't see any difference between the blokes that won it in Divi 1 and the guys that won it in Divi 6. They all looked pretty excited to me.
Oh, look, the celebration's still the same. You know, the joy of, you know, reaching the peak of the season, the grand finale. So it's always great no matter what level you play at. I find it hard with junior footy, I think. Winning premierships at junior level was good, but they're not something that I look back at as being really good, but I can look back at premierships at senior level and go, that was probably some of the most enjoyable days of my footy.
Is there one for you that stands out? Is there a premiership that stands out for
there's always one for anyone that's a Nord player that played in the '84 grand final. That'll be always the one, you know, to come from 5th position and win. But also, you know, our first premiership at Payneham, I think, was for 20 years as well. So, and it was our first premiership as the Payneham Nord Union Football Club. So that, you know, that's got fond memories as well.
Back of the difference between winning it in the amateur and winning it in the SAAFL, more volunteers are required at that amateur level. Is there a greater passion for those people because it just means it's a life for them? It's a massive part of their life.
Oh, look, I think it's the same all over. No matter what level you play the game, you know, the volunteers at all levels, they're so passionate about the footy, and you know, the world of football doesn't survive without those volunteer people or any sport. We have to be pretty thankful for them.
Lisa, you do a lot of work at your footy club. The passion for you, where does it come from?
Oh, just the fact that I've loved footy since I was a 5-year-old. Grew up as a Port Magpie supporter and not liking this bloke very much. So I was absolutely rapt when he came to coach the Payneham Nord Union Football Club. No, we were happy to have him, and he's done a fantastic job for Payneham Nord Union and continues to do so as well.
Right. How's your passion going with your footy club this year? How are they tracking?
Oh, look, it's hard. It is very hard. I think the confidence is probably down a bit, but I think Charlie probably, after the game on Saturday, we were 3 points up, 3/4 or halfway through the third quarter, and then they kicked 11 unanswered goals. So there were probably just a few too many blokes putting the I in team, so to speak, and not following the team rules. So they've just got to pick up from that and start following Charlie's instructions, and hopefully we can put on the board a win against Luthies next week. All
right, Mac, just before we close up the show and go, you talked about training Thursday night for your guys, then they've got the break. Is it a hard session knowing that they've got a few extra days break, or you just treat it normal Thursday night training?
Well, I won't say too much because
the boys are watching. They want me to know.
None of them might turn up, but no, we'll make it fairly solid. We won't do anything out of the ordinary, but we'll make sure we do some work on areas that we just got to keep working on to improve.
All right, Lisa, before we go,
just a couple of achievements. I was out at Mawson Lakes on last night. Ivan Novosel, who has been the leading goal kicker in Div 7 for probably the last couple of years now, actually kicked his 500th goal. So he kicked a bag of 9 and actually kicked his 500th goal for St Paul's / Mawson Lakes over the weekend, which is fantastic. Also, congratulations to Nat Rains from Brahma Lodge, who played his 50th last week as well.
Well done to both of those. Time for us to finish up. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Grassroots Footy, brought to us by West End. Look forward to your company next week. Bye, everybody.